Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the VSL Tier 2 season finale here in Abu Dhabi. We will be deciding today who is going to win the Constructors' Championship. Our Drivers' Championship has already been decided. That went to Gareth, who's had an incredible season in the Williams, whereas he is still in the pit lane, so we can't go on board with him at the minute. But yeah, our Constructors' Championship will be decided today, and we do have a 3-horse race, I believe, for the championship. Let me get it up quickly. There's a walk on board here. I'll jump up and see who's on and out and all that. There's actually a Alpine, who is one of the teams in the championship fight. Is Acorn, who is first on the track. So we'll come with him while I run us through the team standings. So leading the way at the minute, it is William, 334 points. Gareth really doing a wonderful job. He would nearly be winning the title on his own. So that is crazy. Just shows how good a season he's had. There's Acorn's worth start lap. And then in second place it is Acorn's team Alpine on 307 points. So they are 27 points behind. So they're going to need a big weekend for both Acorn and Ryan today to win that championship. And then finally, the other team that is within just about touching distance of it is Red Bull Racing. They, obviously with Y Racer and Newgarden, they're on 301 points, so they are 33 points behind. So it's going to be a big ask for Red Bull to win it. Williams definitely the favourites, but we will see how that plays out. But for now, I think it's time to focus on qualifying. Obviously, Gareth has won the drivers, and there is a battle for second place between Y Racer, Kev, and Ryan. So those three will be battling out for second place in the championship. And so we'll see how things develop when we get to the race. I'll run you through that again, probably at some point in the race. But let's focus on this Acorn lap coming through the final sector. I haven't really been looking to see if it's been a good lap, but he hasn't really got much ERS. I haven't really done Abu Dhabi properly since the rework of it, the new layout, so I'm not sure if it's I'd imagine it would be quite a ERS hungry circuit, and definitely Acorn is struggling. I don't know if he accidentally left it in hot enough on his outlap or something, but first time on the board at 25.4. Let's see how that compares to others who are on a lap. Who's on a lap at the minute? Who's Y Racer? Yeah, Y Racer in the Red Bull, looking beautiful under the lights. He's just coming towards the final corner at 25.4 to beat. What's it going to be? I think it's going to be a little bit quicker. It is at 24.4, so it's nearly a full second quicker. So Y Racer really setting the pace. Ryan on the lap. I think we have a few more people crossing the line before him. Jack Craig on the hard at 27.8, so pretty far off. Haflaga at 24.6. There, he jumps up to the front row. Here's Ryan Berry. I don't think Ryan Berry's racing a while. He's here a lot at the beginning of the season, but I don't really remember seeing his name too much in the second half. But he has made a return for the finale, and he goes P6 at the minute, just getting back into the groove. And two Astons, they on a lap. Lyo, he is on a lap, just coming through the flat out penultimate corner. Not quite there for Lyo, so maybe a bit of confidence needed to be found for him. Out the final corner, is it going to be a 24? It's going to be a 24.5. P2 for the Aston Martin. His teammate Buzzer comes to the line with a 34.2, so I think he made a mistake on that lap. And Ryan slots just in front of his teammate Acorn at 25.0, and Kev, the man battling for P2 in the championship, gets himself into provisional pole. ERT Jordan is on the lap, I believe, in his Alpha Tauri. Hitting a few bars there, going to bowling. And now through this double left where we saw Nicholas Latifi decide the 2021 Drivers' Championship. Will that corner play a factor in our Constructors' title battle? Who knows, that is to be seen. We're coming out the final corner. Is it going to be a 24? No, I don't think it is. It's going to be a 25.1 for him. That's P7. Split into two Alpines. He's in an Alpine sandwich at the minute. Who is... I think Lee is our only driver on track that hasn't set a lap. So let's see what Lee can do. Obviously he is on the verge of winning a Constructors' Championship with his teammate Gareth. And yeah, so let's see what Lee can do. Just about to come over the second set split. What's the split time going to be? It's going to be a 54-1. Now for this long left, so it's a little bit wide. It will get a good exit though. Maybe a little bit too wide to have optimal time. Now coming into the hotel section. This tricky right, ready for the double left. Very off camber, easy to lose the rear. Misses apex just a tad. Misses apex just again. Keep it out of the wall and on the track. Don't go over those white lines. Goes flat through there, unlike Lyo, so he clearly has a bit of confidence, but misses apex again. So he's struggling a little bit early doors to get those apexes on point. It's a 25-8 for him, like P10. He can't be mad about being in the top 10. Here's anybody else improving. Marbury, 700 down in his lap so far. Let's see what the second set split saying. 6 tenths down, so the lap has faded away a bit from him. What about Jordan? Is he going to be fitting? No, he's not. He's going to stay out. It's not going to be an improvement. I wonder if he's about to go again. We haven't seen either Newgard nor Gareth, so maybe they are saving some tyres for the race. That is a possibility around here. This truck absolutely munches through tyres. It will eat tyres for breakfast. Now, Jordan nearly 2 tenths down, so driver struggling to do multiple laps on tyres, which obviously is a very high deck circuit. It's not a surprise. I do not expect to see the soft shoes at all in the race. I think they realistically only last about 3-4 laps, and then they're absolutely cooked and pretty useless. Nice apex there for Jordan though. Can he get a good exit? Not too bad. Maybe not carrying optimal apex speed, but gets his DRS open for the second time on this lap, and look at that ERS, it is low. He's going to struggle with that in the final sector. What's it going to be through the split? It's purple middle apparently. Gets in early for the apex, but it's going to run a bit wide. He's going to compromise his exit and get some oversteer as well. Has to lift off the throttle. That's going to compromise him even more. It's not the best start to the final sector. Those bollards gone on the inside there. Now through the double left. Navigated pretty well, pretty cautious. I wouldn't be surprised to see him pick, so I think this lap has fallen away a little bit in the last sector. Oh, a bit of lag there. What's going to be from Jordan? Yeah, the lap really did fall away in the last sector. Where has Jordan has disconnected, I think. So yeah, that lag there was a sign of things to come, I think. But here we have Haslager on a lap in the Ferrari. Not fighting for anything championship-wise is Haslager, so he'll just focus on getting the best result possible, and that is clearly going well with a purple first sector, nearly a 10th up on his lap. Will he try and dethrone his Ferrari teammate Kev? Obviously Kev is fighting for something today, so he needs to have his championship brain on if he wants to get Peter in the championship. Now coming down into this chicane, brake about 120 metres. Maybe turning a little bit too early there for Hazard. Get a bit of that sausage curve, and that does bobble the car a little bit wide for the second apex. Now down this DRS straight. What is the split time going to say? It is going to be nearly 2 tenths up. Very committed into the fast left. If I can get my words out. And Jordan is back in. That's good to see. I think Tony also joined. So that is the other McLaren here as well. And now through the double left, he's got his Ferrari teammate just in front of him. We want to get him out of the way. We do not want to be distracted through this technical last sector. The most technical by a long way is the final sector here at Abu Dhabi. And what's it going to be for Haslager? It's going to be 24.164, just 300ths off his teammate Kev, and Kev is starting another lap now. We have Newgard now on track. Is Newgard on a lap? He is, but not fast one. So we'll stick on board with Kev, our current pole sitter. Can he improve and extend that margin? Well, he is at the minute, nearly 300ths up on the first sector, but pretty cautious there through the new hairpin. Will he maybe touching it, try and get a slipstream from the Mercedes? Who's that? That's going to be Lewis Craig. He stays on his racing line, so doesn't opt to try and get a little bit of slipstream. He's maybe just a little bit too far back. But a lot more aggressive on the brakes there is Kev. You can just see how much better that line was than Haslager. That was very nice. I expect to see him quite up on his time, because that was a very good chicane, especially compared to Haslager, who just got that sausage cover that you seen Kev go around it, and the exit was massively benefited from that. Look at that, near 10.5 up, purple middle. Really working the wheel there. Y-Racer is actually out. Y-Racer has crashed on the exit turn 2, going into the fast right of turn 3. He has lost the car there and he is out. So that is not good for Red Bull. Look how committed Kev is though. This is an incredible lap, I think. This will be our first 23. I'm almost certain of it. He gets the final corner right. This should be a 23. It is a 23.968, increased by 1.7 pence. And that is a brilliant lap there from Kev. You could really see him pushing the car to the absolute limit. Here comes Lewis Craig in the Mercedes. Well, no, never mind. He is just done a lap, in fact. Let's see if Newgard is on the lap now. He's back up again, so Newgard is struggling to get a lap on the board. Well, representative lap, he's currently on 26.1. That will definitely not be his ultimate pace. He definitely has more to find there, but let's have a sample with Lewis Craig. He has just over a second to find to Kevin pole position at the minute. And he is a 10th up in the first sector, so a good start to the lap for the Mercedes, the solo Mercedes today. Coming down the longest straight on the circuit, reaching over 200 mile an hour, all of that just to go down to just below 50 for the chicane. Doesn't get his apex quite as nicely as Kev. You could really see how well Kev took that compared to other laps he's been on board with, but let's see what the set split is saying. After all, it doesn't matter how fast it looks, it matters what the time's saying. And it is saying a purple middle, but he is only 2 tenths up on his time. He needs time over 8 tenths in the last here to match Kev at least, let alone beat him. Let's see how fast he can take this final sector. Yellow flags there is a Ferrari. I think has run out of fuel. That will be Kev who's out of fuel. Lewis Craig taking nice lines here. Really optimal lines, carrying the fastest minimal speed possible. And there's a Aston Martin backwards. And that is a 24.7 for him. Gets him up into the top 5. Just ahead of Jack Craig. He might have already been 5th actually. Ooh, Jack Craig lucky to get away without an invalid there. That was all 4 wheels off the track, although I don't think this is a competitive lap for him anyway. Here he's on the lap. Is Ryan Berry on the lap? No, he's invalidated. Bazza is not on a hot lap. Tony just starting a lap. He joined the session late, so this will be his first run. Yet to see Gareth out on track. Yeah, and only 4 minutes 40 seconds left of qualifying, so will we see our champion come out at all? Or is he maybe going to go for a back of the grid start? That's qualifying kind of behind by only 4.5 minutes left already. But anyway, here we are on board the 17.8 in the first. I'm not too sure how that compares to others, but it looked pretty clean. Now down the longest straight on the circuit. Absolutely no traffic in front of him. There's an Alpine about over 10 seconds in front, I'd say. So this will be a uncompromised lap for him. Gets his apex nicely there. Can he get a good exit? A little bit of a double jab at it. That will cost him just a little bit of exit speed. And in the grid so close, hundredths matter massively. I think want to be in the 53s for this set split, and he is. The same purple middle. So let's see how that pans out. Maybe a little bit too early on the apex there. Runs a bit wide. Has to lift off the throttle just a tiny bit. And that'll come towards the hotel section. Late on the brakes. Get your apex nicely. Misses the curb just a tiny little bit. Down to the double left. Gets his first apex nicely. Gone wide. Cut back in. Pretty nice there from the McLaren. I don't think this is going to trouble pole position, but definitely inside the top 5, I'd say. Here he comes then, out the final corner. And it's not going to be in the top 5. It's only P9 for Tony. That lap looked very good, although look how close it is from 6th all the way down to 9th. Only 3 tenths separating them all. And here we have Acorn, 1.5 tenths up in the first. So good first set there for the Alpine. They really need to maximise as many points as possible if they want to win the Constructors today. To find over 30 points to Williams, and at the minute Williams are starting 12th and 15th, so getting themselves towards the front of the grid could be massive for these two, Acorn and Ryan. And especially with Y-Race out as well, they are fighting Red Bull as well for the Constructors, so Y-Race being out is good news for the two Alpines. How much is Acorn going to be up by? Still up by just over a tenth, so he needs a big last sector if he wants to get himself up the grid. He'll probably be aiming for a top 5. A lot of these drivers will be aiming for a top 5. But obviously only 5 can get it. Pretty nice with the double left, carrying good minimum speed, and ooh, gets a little bit loose there on the exit and has to correct and ends up in the wall. Will he pit? No, he's going to stay out. He didn't really have time to pit, so this will have to be his lap. And it's all gone wrong for Acorn in the final sector, and that is probably his qualifying over, and that's going to be 10th at best for Acorn. So it's up to Ryan now to get himself towards the front of the grid. We still do not have Gareth out on track. And there we go, actually, we come on board him just as he's coming out of the pit, so Gareth will make an appearance in this qualifying session, right at the dying embers. Ryan Berry not on a proper lap, neither is Tony. What about Alpine Ryan? No, he is not either, so nobody on a hot lap at the minute. Lewis Craig on an out lap. Is Kev going to come back out? Kev might not be coming back out, he may be done for the session. He thinks a 23.9 is good enough. So who is about to start off? I think Alpine Ryan is going to be our first of the final runners. What can he do? If he does mess up, he might have time to back off and do another one, but it will be very close. And obviously around here, you don't really want to be doing 2 laps on the tyres anyway, because they will actually die. And he's got invalid. He's invalidated, so that is both Alpine's qualifying over, I think, and only 7th and 10th at the minute. It could get a lot worse for them to others improve. And I think Jordan will be one of those looking to improve and not Brian down a position. Along with the likes of Newgarden, Gareth, Ryan Berry, Tony, all will probably improve. But let's have a look at Jordan right now. And I think that Red Bull in front is, well, it's got to be Newgarden because Y Race is out. Yellow flags. That is for the Alpine of Ryan getting out of the way. Here goes Jordan to the chicane. First apex gets nicely. Second one gets it okay as well. The DRS4 gone, taking the shortest run through this straight. Not close enough to pick up any slipstream, I don't think. Is he going to be up by a lot? Nearly up by 4 tenths. This is a good lap so far from Jordan. This could easily get him into the top 5. Same purple middle. I'm not sure if that's true or not. We've seen a lot of purple middles. Now coming to the stadium section, very committed through the triple right. Carrying really good speed through this hotel section. A little bit slow on the exit, the second left. Ryan Berry out, so he's not going to be improving. Now the final one, oh, he gets it. The line was a bit off there. And what's this going to be? It's going to be P5 for ERT Jordan. And Lewis Craig's up by fine margins. Jack Craig down a tiny little bit. Same for Lyo. What about Haslager? Let's go back with Lewis Craig because he's going to be the first of these lots to cross the line. It's going to be a 24.6 for Lewis Craig. Gets himself into the top 5. Knocks Jordan down to 6th. What about Lyo? In fact, no, it's going to be Haslager. Oh, Lyo spins. That is Lyo's qualifying over. Haslager now. Can he snatch pole away from his Ferrari teammate? A good final exit. Is it going to be pole? Oof. Less than 200 between the two Ferraris, and it's going to be Kev on pole, I think, unless Jack Craig or maybe Gareth can do something about it. Gareth will be our final person to cross the line. This is so close between the two Ferraris. They are miles ahead of anyone at the minute, but what can Jack Craig and Gareth do about it? Here comes Jack Craig, only 2 corners to go, the flat right, and then the 4th gear right. How's he going to manage it? Goes down to 3rd for it, gets a good exit. This could be top 5. It stays 7th, very close, and here comes Gareth. What can Gareth do? Will he snatch pole at the dying? No, he won't. It's P3, 3 tenths off pole, and that is a good effort for Gareth considering he only did 1 run. I'm not sure if he was busy during the first 15 minutes, but he came out and got himself onto the 2nd row. So an impressive performance there for my champion, and he really does set Williams in a good position to secure the constructors. And very good performance from Ferrari, obviously, but they are out of the constructors' battle. And I also think Haslager is a reserve anyway, so his points would not count towards Ferrari. So there's your qualifying order, 15,000 separating the front two, and then 3 tenths back to Gareth. And then Y Race for Lyo is your top 5. Then it's very close from 6th down to 8th. Lewis Craig, ERT Jordan, and Jack Craig 6th, 7th, 8th. Then Ryan Berry and other Ryan, Alpine Ryan, rounding out the top 10. And it's Tony, Newgarden, Bazza, Acorn having a poor qualifying, and Lee rounding off the field there in 15th. So it is Williams in 3rd, Williams in 15th. So they would like to see Lee maybe get up there just to secure the constructors. A clean race from Gareth, and you'd imagine it's going to be very hard for either Red Bull or Alpine to do anything to knock them off top spot. But this is VSL. Anything can happen, and it probably will. As We'll obviously see what the weather is for the race. It's Abu Dhabi, so I assume it's going to be dry. If it's raining, that will really throw a spanner into the mix. Is that the saying? I think that's the saying. And no, dry as expected. And you can see the crowd there just above the garages getting very excited for this season finale. I will just run you through the constructors' standings one more time before we get going. So it is Williams leading the way with 334 points. Then it is Alpine with 307 and Red Bull in third with 301. So 33 points separating the top three. And so either those three can win it. And then in fourth is Mercedes on 220 and Ferrari on 219. So there is a bit of a battle going on there for fourth as well. Either of those two could get fourth in the constructors. And on the drivers' side of things, I mean, Gareth has got this championship well and truly wrapped up with 305 points. He would be, where would he be? He would be 2 points off second place if he was on his own in the constructors. That is just showing how good he's been this season. But the battle in the drivers is for second place. It is between Y Racer Kev and Alpine Ryan. Y Racer on 194 points, Kev on 182, and Ryan on 178. So that is 16 points separating those three. So either of those three can get it. Then it's Davo in fifth on 144. I don't think he is racing today though. So yeah. Any other noticeable battles to watch? There's a few teammate battles going on. Jordan in ninth, and actually Mike isn't here, so that battle's secured. But the battle between the two McLarens, in fact, is still raging on. Tony on 67, Ryan Berry on 57. So those two will be wanting to finish ahead of each other. And I think that's pretty much it for battles. But yeah, we will now wait the 2 minutes for the drivers to ready up, go and grab their drinks, do whatever they need to do before this season finale, and we will get going for the final time. I'm going to have a quick sip of my drink, so I'll be back in just a tick. So, I imagine we will be readying up relatively shortly, and we will be getting underway for the formation lap for the final time. But the driver's making sure to stick to the rules, no readying up for 2 minutes. Better to be safe than sorry, I guess you could say. And we wait now. I think, talking strategy-wise, we will be seeing mediums and hards. I do not expect to see anybody on the softs, as I said earlier. The softs are awful around here. They will die pretty much immediately. And yeah, you do not want to be on them unless there's a safety car with about 4 laps left. There is really no point. So yeah, expect hards, mediums to be the main tyre of choice for these lot. And I think it's pretty much guaranteed to be a one-stop. There's it's quite a long pit lane. Obviously, the uniqueness of this pit lane is the pit exit with going underneath the circuit. I believe it is the only circuit to have a pit lane that goes underneath the circuit. So very exciting. I wonder if we'll see anybody crash there today. Hope not, but it would be amusing if we did. So maybe if someone's having a bad race, they could entertain us a little bit. But no, hopefully not. And yeah, you can see the crews sitting there, waiting and waiting. So hopefully someone readies up soon. It is day 4 of waiting for a ready up. No, it is still not appeared. We are running out of water here in the commentary box. We are running out of food. And we would like to be saved. There we go. Hallelujah. We have been saved. They have sent us emergency supplies, and we will be feeding on pure entertainment in just 12 seconds, 11 seconds now. And we can have a look at who's on what tyres. So there we go. So the formation lap is underway, and you can see the predicted strategy is a 1 or 2 stop. I imagine most will go with the 1 stop though. And let's have a look at tyres here, as I expected. No Red Bull soft tyres to be seen anywhere. A lot of mediums, all of the top 8 starting on mediums. We have 4 hard runners, mostly towards the back of the midfield. Both McLaren's going for the hard, so they're going to go long, and both Alpines as well. As you can see there, that is Gareth taking the old circuit, having a bit of a nostalgia trip. There is our champion. Let's come on board. Oh, we've got now someone taking a another alternate circuit. There are a lot of just random chicanes all over the place here. And oh, and there we have another one. Who's that? That's Y Racer taking another weird layout. Luckily down here there is only one line to take, unless you are Lewis Hamilton. And he manages to keep it on track there, Y Racer. I thought he was going to venture off once again, but no, keeps it on track, and it's all getting a little bit spread out, so I imagine to see the Ferraris back it up before the end. But it will be Kev leading the way from the start. Ooh, that was a little bit close between who's that? I think that might have been Y Racer and Lyo there. That was a little bit close for comfort, but both managed to get away with it, so they are okay to carry on. Let's see where Lee's at the back. Lee just come around along the left, so yeah, quite a large field spread at the minute, so I expect that to be backed up and everyone to close up to each other. Acorn will be looking to make moves as well. That's down in 14th place, not where his pace belongs. And there we see Kev just slowing down a tiny bit to allow everyone to catch up. We even want to get all the heat in his tyres, make them nice and warm. Sunny beach tyres, you do not want to have Serbia tyres, Chile, frozen. You do not want that, because you will slip and slide all over the place like Bambi on ice. And look at that is some pro tyre warming up there from Y Racer, really showing people how it's done. And Ryan Berry tries to follow suit and actually fails miserably. So McLaren, oh, and then Y Racer goes and messes up the grid stop. That is to be expected. And you can see there, look at Gareth, he's angled hugely. But anyway, here we go. Everyone lined up on the grid. The man there in the back waving the green flag, puts his green flag away because the red lights are coming on now. And we have 5 of them on. When are they going to go out? They're going to go out now. And look at the angle of Kev Ruski. He manages to get an alright start, I think. The Hastarger... No, it was Hastarger who's angled, in fact. My apologies, I got them completely confused. And, oh, there's a Red Bull round there. That is Y Racer. Y Racer's race has absolutely been ruined straight away. That does not take long at all. And that is Gareth on P3, Live P4. And look at Acorn. He's up to 9th already. He started 14th. Lewis Craig at the back now. I'm not sure what's happened with him. But the Mercedes have had a nightmare as well, and he is all the way in last. But look at the slipstream, people trying to make some moves early on here. Here we have Lyo though, going to look at making the move on our champion Gareth. Is he going to try around the outside? I don't really think that's a move that's on. He's not, he's going to tuck back in. Is there any side-by-side movements going on right now? Leon Bazza, in fact, Lee gets moved on before the apex, and he falls in front of Bazza to get himself up to P12. These hard runners have had a good start, 7th, 8th and 9th, and 11th for them. And actually we have no safe lead. Kev Ruski manages to hold it around the outside of his teammate. That's Farga, side by side, brilliant defending there, and an audacious overtake. That's not really a major overtaking spot, so Farga being very opportunistic to even try that move, but Kev defending it well. and manages to keep the lead. I did not expect to move there. Oof, that is Lyo into the wall nearly. Manages to keep out, but will lose countless positions. And that is Ryan up into P6 on those hard tyres. Those hard tyres working really well. Kev setting the fastest stuff, obviously. And that is Lyo now down to 7th place. He's got Ryan buried for comfort behind. This midfield gaggle of cars really close together. Expect moves to be made. DRS not enabled this lap, it will be enabled at the start of the next lap. And that is when things will really get hectic. And look at that, Kevin Hasselberger though, out of DRS range at Gareth. So Gareth has some work to do in P3. No moves to be made into the hairpin from the looks of things, although Tony is right up the rear of Newgarden. This has not been a good start for Red Bull in 10th and 14th. That is definitely not going to be enough to win them a Constructors' Championship right now. Look at the straight on speed of that Red Bull. That Red Bull really quick in the straight, unless he was burning. Let's get the telemetry up. See what people's batteries looking like. And in fact, Tony went down the inside. He was really far behind, and he still ended up down the inside. So Tony must have broke very late. And this is a move from Lyo. He's gaining on Ryan. Is he going to look for a move down the inside, maybe? No, he sticks behind. No battery burn on that straight. Maybe if he did, he could have got the move done, but no, he sits behind. He's going to wait for his moment. And look at Kev. He has pulled out of DRS range of Hasselberger there in P2. So Kev making brilliant movements already. And top 6 all a bit separated right now. So it is behind that from 6th downwards that the pack is formed. And in fact, Jack Craig just teetering on the edge of getting into the DRS of Gareth. Kev's at another fast stop, 27.5. So the pace is there for the Ferraris right now. And how much of a gap can they build? Obviously not in the Constructors' battle, but this will be taking points away from the likes of Alpine and Red Bull, and that will still be a good result for Gareth, who at the minute I'm 99% sure will be winning Williams the Constructors' Championship. And Jordan, in fact, close on Jack Craig. He'll have a nice little shot at DRS, and nobody else inside the top 6 will. Look at this train, all very close. Tony and Lee side by side, coming down into the braking zone of the chicane. Will Tony go down the inside? Tries to brake late, but Lee brakes just as late, if not a tiny bit later maybe. A nice switch back there from Tony, and he's going to get the drive, and he's going to get the overtake done. And he will have the DRS, so that should be easy enough for him. And actually, here comes Bazza, he's going to get them both. Will Bazza try and go around the outside of Tony here? Through the long left, and he does. Oh, there's contact there, and that is Tony round. Bazza maybe turning in just a little bit too early there, and Tony, unfortunately, is now facing backwards and is nearly at the back of the field. He's only ahead of Lewis Craig, who's had to pit for, I assume, a new front wing. That is a real shame for Tony. Battling up there for around about 11th spot, and now finds himself down in 14 with 6.5 seconds off the pack. But Jordan looks to be the man on a mission at the minute. 4 tenths behind Jack Craig and a P4 for AlphaTauri. Jack Craig running just a tiny bit wide there. That's not going to help him pulling away from the AlphaTauri. Nice and smooth from Jordan. If he keeps this gap where it is through this hairpin, he should get a move done. Goes all in for the exit. Loses 2 tenths nearly, 1.5 tenths. But he does have that exit. He has ERS to burn and DRS, which is the ultimate straight line speed format for him. Is he going to go down the inside? No, he manages to realise that move was not on. He will wait for this second DRS straight. Can he get a good exit here? Ooh, a little bit of movement there from the rear of Jack Craig. That's not going to give him the best exit, but still a better exit than Jordan. So Jordan a little bit slow on the power maybe. And he's not going to get that move done. And that is Lewis Craig out. Lewis Craig has crashed in the first sector, and that is a safety car. So our first safety car of the evening. And that is a shame for the 2 Ferraris, because look at the lead they had built already. They were really, really quick there. So yeah, everyone's going to have to gather up behind the safety car. I don't imagine we'll see any pit stops because it's really not worth it at this point. I imagine everyone will stay out. And yeah, there's Kev staying out, and Hasselberger in fact is going to take the opportunity to pit. What is he going to pit for? So's Gareth, so we will have a few pitties in fact. What is Hasselberger going on to? I am intrigued. You have piqued my interest. He's going to go into a set of hards. I'm really not sure they're going to get you to the end around here. The tyre wear is so extreme. I imagine it'll be a hard set for Gareth as well. Yes, it is. So hard going on the Williams, and Y-Rater also pitting. It's going to be hard for him too, so we're going to have a trio at the back of Haslager, Gareth, and Y-Rater. In fact, Haslager's going to get out ahead of Tony, so there's going to be Tony between those three. Haslager in front, then Tony, then Gareth and Y-Rater rounding off the field. And that promotes Jack Craig up to second, Jordan up to third, but Ryan in fourth for Alpine. So that is good for Alpine. Currently in fourth and seventh, with only Lee scoring points for Williams at the minute. So this will definitely pull Alpine close, and I'm not sure if it'll be enough to win them the constructors, but it'll definitely step in the right direction. If they can make just a few more moves, and maybe an instant with Y-Rater and Gareth. None of our constructors protagonists are out at the minute, are all still in the race. So that is all that matters. That is the main thing. It is still 24 laps to go. So nothing is decided yet. Nothing is really decided until the final lap in VSL. Anything can happen. As now we just need these lots to catch up, and we will get going next time by. See if anyone else decides to pit. We only have 3 pitters. I think let's have a look at positions gained. There we go. So our big gainers are Jack Craig up 6, Ryan up 6, Acorn up 7. So the hards really working well for Ryan and Acorn, the 2 Alpines. They are both up 6+ positions. And obviously people that have just pit Haslager, Gareth and Y-Rater are down the most, 9 and 10. And Lewis Craig as well, down 9. He's obviously out, so he will not be taking any further part in this race. But nobody actually decided to pit that lap, so we'll keep things as they are and just wait to come around for the safety car restart, going on to lap 7. So I'm not too sure who this benefits, because I think it's really too early in the race to affect it too much. Things will just kind of stay as they are, just bunches the pack up. And maybe an opportunity for Kev to pull away. If Haslager, Gareth and Y-Rater all get stuck in traffic, this could be a massive opportunity for him to pull away and have a nice fresh set of hards with about 15 laps to go and sail to a victory. But what can this man, Jack Craig, do? Can he hold on to him? Unlike Gareth, who lost about 3-4 seconds to the 2 Ferraris by the time he had that safety car, so the Ferraris were really showing good pace. But obviously it's one thing to be fast, it's another thing to actually make some moves, and Haslager here will have to put his overtaking abilities on display if he wants to get himself back up towards the front. And he'll need to, because I imagine the field spread is going to come into effect here. And obviously with that buffer between him and Gareth behind him, Tony could be big. Tony maybe holds up Gareth for just a few corners. It could allow Haslager to build the gap he needs. Anyway, safety car in this lap. So it's up to Kev now to control the pace. You can see there his throttle is being limited. And Third Miner will disappear off into the distance back towards the pit lane. And will await his call to action again if he's needed. So it's now down to Kev to get some heat into those tyres. This is a favourable position for the mediums because hards are quite hard to warm up, and when they get cold there is absolutely no grip in them. And when is Kev going to go? You can see the safety car still there, so he can't go yet. He'll only be able to go once the safety car enters the pits. He really hasn't slowed things down much here. It's been quite a fast restart. So when is Kev going to go? He's gone now. He's gone on the exit of the final corner. Quite a good restart. Gets the jump on Jack Craig. And in fact, Jordan is a little bit close to Jack Craig, but I don't think close enough to make a move. No, he isn't. And there's Newgarden losing position to Bazza, in fact. So Newgarden, the other Red Bull, down 1 position on the safety car restart. Good move there from Bazza to get him on the restart. So Gareth and Y-Race not making any moves, neither is Haslager. 3 tenths separating the front 2. No moves to be made to the head. In fact, there, I think that was Gareth. Maybe look for a move. In fact, no, it was Lee looking to make a move on Newgarden as well. He didn't get that move done. And now it's Gareth actually now down to last place. As we have yellows, Lee is round. Lee is round. So that could be huge for the constructors. That is 1 Williams all the way to the back of the grid. So that is Lee all the way to the back, out of the points. and nowhere near it really now. Nearly 10 seconds off points. So this could be an opportunity for Alpine and Red Bull. And here comes Acorn now, and Ryan Berry. He's seen that Lee is out of the points, and now it's time for the Alpines to make moves if they want to win this Constructors' Championship. I thought it was going to be a big launch there from Acorn, but no. In fact, Ryan Berry could be the one trying to go around the outside of Lotto. He is. He's going to get the move done. He's got the favourable line going into the hotel section, and that is a move done there for Ryan Berry up into P5. Runs a little bit deep. Can Lyle come back at him? Not quite. He's still stuck behind just about. And Newgarden pick up a penalty now, and Kev Brisky's lost the lead. Jack has gone round his outside at the penultimate corner. Oh, missed it. That is such a shame, and that is another spin there for Lee. His safety car restart's gone from bad to worse. He's now going to lose even more time. He is now 20 seconds off the pack pretty much. But Kev has lost the lead, so I was on about him pulling away into the distance, but in fact it's quite the opposite. It's Jack Craig now who's made the move, and here comes Jordan. Only 2 tenths behind him, and Lee really struggling to get going. Let's hope he can get going and get into the pits if he does have damage. And we have overtakes here. Haslager looking to make moves. He's side by side with Bazza at the minute. And is he going to get the move done? I think he is. So now Acorn in front of him. Bazza on late on the brakes though. Not giving this position up easily just yet. And there we go. And that is Lee out. Lee is out. So only one Williams remains, and that is in 13th. So not scoring any points. So Williams right now are not scoring any points. So the door is wide open for Alpine to come in and sweep the Constructors' Championship right from under Williams' noses. They just need to score enough points to overtake them. And that is in fact Acorn losing the position to Haslager. So Haslager's got the move on Acorn. So that is obviously not going the way of Alpine at the minute. And here's Bazza. Is he looking to make a move? No, we have another safety car. We have another safety car. And Kev decides to pit this time. Same for Ryan. So in fact Ryan's on hard, so what's he going to go on to? What is Ryan going to go on to? Hard going to pit him. Same for Ryan Berry, he's on hard pitting too. Is he going to go mediums here? He is. I'm not sure mediums can go to the... I'm really not sure mediums can go to the end. So that is Gareth up to 6th place at the minute, but he is last of the people that decided not to pit under that safety car. So we have a split of the people that have pit. Some gone on hard, some gone on mediums. Kev, one of those hard runners. So is Jack Craig now, who is in the lead. He was in the lead before the safety car, had a very good restart. And Jordan up into 2nd. Haslager, who started all the way down in 11th on that restart, up into P3. And looking very quick so far. They the safety car didn't get out in front of the pack, so the safety car will be waiting at the pit exit there. If we go with Y race, we should pass it. Where is it? There it is, there on the left. Waiting for the leaders. Now, I think maybe Jack Craig might have been too far around the circuit to actually pit. So if he wants to pit, I think he'll have to pit this time round. Same, maybe the same for Jordan, but I'm not 100% sure whether he wanted to pit or not. I think it could be time to pit from the mediums. I don't think it's time to pit from the hards though. But only one hard runner has actually stayed out from the start, and that is Acorn. All the others have taken the opportunity to pit. So what is Jack Craig going to do? Jack Craig is going to pit. Very late decision there from Jack Craig to pit. Same for Jordan. So in fact it's going to be Haslager going all the way around to take the lead. And Bazza's going to be in 3rd, Acorn 2nd. So what are these two going to go on to? You'd imagine it will be a set of hards. And they'll try and stretch them to the end. Both synchronised coming into their pit box. It will be Jack Craig coming out in front though. And both have gone on to hards. Where are they going to come out in comparison to the likes of Kev? I think it might be close whether they get out in front or not. I think Jack Craig will be alright, but maybe not Jordan. Where is Jordan? Here he comes, and he's going to be behind Kev. He's going to be behind Ryan. Just about gets in front of Ryan. So in P7 at the minute is Jordan. He just about came out behind Kev. So unfortunate for him, but definitely good there for Kev. Lee has left, so that is his season done, unfortunately, ending in the DNF. Same for Lewis Craig earlier on in the race. And So our leader now, Haslager, has caught up to the back of the safety car. So one Ferrari controlled the last restart. It'll be the other Ferrari controlling this one. And I think we'll have this lap and one more to do behind the safety car, and then we will get grooving to the for the third time in this race. And it is Y Racer in the Red Bull at the back. So Red Bull 11th and 13th at the minute. Definitely not the positions they want to be in if they want to win this constructors championship. But it's not about where you are at the minute. It's about where you are having the checkered flag. That is all that matters. And, definitely this race keeps flipping on its head. So who knows what's going to happen? Obviously, Acorn and Bazza do still need to pit. They need to use 2 sets of tyres. So Acorn will be looking to go maybe 6-7 more laps and then pitting for mediums. But surely Bazza is going to be pitting soon for the hards, because you can't go that long. In fact, a very late call. The safety car is going to come in this lap. So Haslager needs to warm up his tyres quick. He has not had much of a warning there. A very late decision from the stewards to bring in the safety car. And we are pretty much going to get racing immediately after the signal. So when is Haslager going to decide to go? We'll stay on board with Acorn, see if we can get a better restart than what Jack created last time. And it's pretty similar really. Loses a few tenths, but burns battery to gain that time back. And it's in fact a bit of a battle behind that we should be looking at. Everyone very close on that restart. Tony maybe looking for a move down on Newgarden into turn 1. Backs out of it, I think, looking at the times. And now coming down towards the hairpin. It's been a good restart. Haslager 8.5 tenths in front nearly, and no moves really being made. Some looks, but nothing being eaten. And it's going to be Jack Craig, the man who was leading before the safety car, that could be looking to make moves early on here in the 16 of Gareth. Is he going to maybe dive down the inside of the Williams? Decides not to. Holds position for now. It's Ryan making moves on Jordan behind. Jordan on the hard tyres, Ryan on the mediums. Will Ryan get the better traction due to the softer compound? He will. And that is a move being made, and Gareth losing position there to Kev and Jack Craig. So Gareth is down 6, so maybe he had a moment on the exit. I wasn't really looking, I was concentrating on the Ryan barrel, but now Ryan all over the back of Gareth. So Gareth on 6 uphold hard. He might have to pit again in this race. And I think he may struggle to go to the end. So a bit of a train forming behind Acorn. Haslager though has absolutely bolted into the distance. So both Alpines inside the top 7 at the minute, so a good race for them. But Gareth is in 6th, which is the crucial element. And Baz there runs wide. You can see in the final corner he runs wide. That's when Jack Craig through. Can Kev make a move to turn 1? I think he's a little bit too far back. He is, so he's going to have to stay there. Ooh, Bazza is struggling on those old mediums. And they're side by side through turn 2. This is sketchy stuff. And Kev has to back out of it. There is no way to go around the outside through turn 3. Just a little bit too risky pin. But here comes Ryan. Going to look to the outside of Gareth. Horrible camera angle to actually see what's going on. But I think Ryan has managed to get him all the way around the outside. He hasn't. Here comes Ryan Berry now to make a move on Gareth. Our champion is struggling right now. And in fact, Ryan going to make a move on Kev maybe. He's going to be half the inside line for the chicane. And can he break late enough to make the move? They break pretty much similar. Ooh, maybe a little bit of contact there. And will Ryan get the traction he needs? He will, and that is Ryan up to P5. And Newgarden spun. Newgarden, or not spun maybe half spun. He's now down in last. And there is more action going on here. Ryan Berry now wants to have a munch at Kev. And he gets that move done. What about Gareth behind? No moves for Gareth. Gareth seems to be struggling on the hards right now. So maybe the hards not quite having the effect that they wanted. Struggling to warm up perhaps. But battles all the way through the field. Oh, good camera angle here as Tony manages to get past Y Races. Now both Red Bulls are in the last of the 2 current runners. And huge battle going on here between ERT Jordan and Lyo. Lyo maybe needs to get an overtake done on Gareth to relieve that pressure from behind. But for P2 at the minute, there's 2 tenths between Jack Craig and Acorn. Acorn really does need to hold on to his position, but he does still need to pit in this race. Same for Buzzer behind. So here comes Jack Craig. DRS enabled, so he'll have it down the main straight. And is he going to go for a move? Verstappen-esque. And oof, very close to contact. In fact, I think there was maybe just a little bit of wheel bang, and that's going to give Buzzer the run. So maybe make a move on the Alfa Romeo. Oh, very, very close behind. So, oh, that is a late. Oh my. That was maybe a little bit too aggressive there from Jack Craig, but here comes Bazza now on Acorn. Oh, and that's a wing flying off. Who's hit the back of someone? There was a wing being absolutely launched into the chicane, and someone has lost their wing. So much action going on, I can barely keep up. Good front wing camera angle there. Look at this, there's just cars everywhere. This is incredible drama. I think there might be 3 wide. Who's going to come out on top? I don't even know who to watch. There's so much going on. My camera works all over the place. I'm just so excited for this battle. This is crazy. Look at all the cars. The managers to sort themselves out in single point. Jack Craig, who is in second place, and Bazza still finds himself in the top 3, which is so impressive from the Aston Martin right now. Keeping these on pressure mediums and hards behind. And Kevin Acorn actually battling there, and Kev gets the move done on the Alpine. So no pit yet for Bazza, so he's staying out. That is 13 laps on a set of mediums. That is quite far, but look at the lead. Haas-Lager's got out front, nearly 6 seconds, so he is in a very good good position right now. And looking behind, there's just no gaps between anyone. It's just a huge train until Tony's there in P12. And do we have a spinner? We do. It's Jack Craig. Jack Craig is into the wall. The man who was in P2 is now into the wall with no front wing, and that is another safety car. So we have our 3rd safety car of the evening, caused by Jack Craig spinning off into the wall, losing his front wing, but luckily for him, not losing the tyre, so he will be okay to carry on. And this may be a bit of a lifesaver for Bazza, who does still need to pit. Same for Acorn, and maybe the likes of Haas-Lager and Gareth are going to decide to pit here as well for certain mediums. We will see though as we come around to pit stops. Look at the lead though that Haas-Lager had. Just look at the minimap, so far in front. So incredible work by him, once again being wiped out by a safety car. I've got to feel sorry for the Ferraris. They really are showing so much pace. They keep getting reeled back in by safety cars. So who will be deciding to pit? You've got to imagine 100% Gareth will pit. But let's come over with Haas-Lager. Will he decide to pit? And he will. Our current leader decides now is the time to pit. Same for Bazza and Ryan. Will Ryan Berry pit? Ryan Berry will pit. Everyone's deciding to pit, and really Acorn's staying out though. Acorn, who hasn't pit yet this race, is staying out. Same for Y Racer, that he has pit, but he definitely won't be able to get to the end, I don't think, on that's what it means. And Jack Craig is actually retired. So Jack Craig is out of this race. And there could be a few double stacks going on there, which could cost some people time. And it has, unfortunately, for a few, I believe. Maybe Lyle being affected there with both Aston's pitting. Same for Tony and the McLaren, both McLaren's pitting. But this is very interesting. Acorn has stayed out. Why? Because he does know he needs to pit. He hasn't pit yet, so yeah, I'm not sure. It was kind of the perfect time to pit for him, but he will stay out. Maybe he'll pit at the end of this lap. As though the safety car definitely could come in. We've seen a very late decision last time, so why won't we see it again? It's definitely a possibility. As we can see, Tony, who's currently last of the runners, a little bit behind the pack, but should catch relatively soon. So here they all come to catch the safety car back. And I do not think the safety car is coming in this time. We are going to have another lap under it. Unless this is an even later call, and it's not going to be. So another lap behind the safety car is on the cards, and Acorn and Y Racer are still staying out. They are not pitting yet, so very interesting strategy, especially from Acorn, who has now done over half the race without pitting, even though we've had 3 safety cars. He still hasn't taken the opportunity to pit. So I expect him to be maybe a bit of a pace detriment and struggling just a tiny bit. But obviously, if our leader is slow, everyone else behind will be bunched up. So we could see more of that crazy 3-4 wide we were seeing just a few laps ago. And you can see Acorn struggling there as he nearly plows into the back of the safety car. You don't want to do that because I think that will find yourself with a black flag pretty quick. And let's have a look at the penalties. Newgarden is the only one with a penalty, but what penalty is it? It's only a 3 second for Newgarden, so his race isn't over, but he will have a 3 second to be added on to his time at the end. And at the minute, just looking at the standings, I'm pretty sure Gareth has the championship currently in one hand for Williams. Let me just quickly get the gap back up again. I believe it was 28 points, I believe the gap was. Let me have a quick look. The gap was 27 points. So at the minute, Alpine will be scoring 25. No, they won't be scoring enough at the minute to win the constructors, and Red Bull definitely won't be because they're scoring less than Alpine and they're behind them. So at the minute, Gareth is winning the constructors for Williams. But now safety car in this lap, so Acorn really needs to work those tyres because they're going to be dead. You do not want them to be cold as well. Double whammy for the Alpine if they are. So he needs to get weaving as much as possible and concentrate on that safety car restart. Although Y-Racer's tyres won't be in the best of condition either. Although I think four or five of those laps on the mediums have been behind safety car, so they won't be too warm. But Hasselberger behind, the man who's shown so much pace today, will be eager to get going. And there we go, Acorn gone and has had a pretty good restart actually. Half second pulled on Y-Race, that'll keep him safely in the lead into turn one, and his exit is good enough. And Ryan there making moves further back up into P8 for the Alpine. So he's doing the best he can, but here comes Y-Racer. He's going to be looking to make a move maybe round the outside of the hairpin. He goes very deep. Will he get the exit to slingshot past Acorn? Not quite, but he's got the run. Will he be burning? He is burning, but so is Halfweiger behind. There goes Y-Racer to the inside, they're side by side. Is Halfweiger going to make it 3 wide? He's going to go to the inside of them both. Who's going to come out on top? Oh, Halfweiger decides to back out. I think it's going to be Y-Racer who comes out on top there, but Acorn down the inside. He's still in the lead. Acorn is still in the lead. Y-Racer in P2, Hasselberger in P3. Who's going to emerge first? It's going to be Acorn just in front of Y-Racer. Hasselberger close behind and a little bit of a gap to Buzzer, 4.5 tenths. You know the race is close and that is a big gap. So here goes Y-Racer, going to try and go all the way around the outside of the long left. Who's going to come into our camera shot first? It's still going to be Acorn, but here comes Hasselberger on the inside. Now he turns to the outside. He's going to be able to go all the way around the outside of the triple left. Not quite. He's got Y-Racer down his inside. And Hasselberger manages to make the move on Y-Racer, but not on Acorn, so that is the Ferrari up into P2. And we have a spin behind for Ryan Berry. That is Ryan Berry spun round all the way down to last. So it's McLaren last and second last of the current runners. But Acorn managed to hold off these lot so far on 16 lap old tyres. I was sure he'd lost it there into the chicane. But no, he manages to come back and keep the lead for one more lap at least. And Hasselberger behind, making good moves at the minute. And Y-Racer picking up a penalty, and that is Y-Racer spinning round. That is awful for Red Bull, as Y-Racer is going to fall all the way to the back of the grid pretty much. Maybe just about stay ahead of Ryan Berry, although I think Ryan Berry might get him as well. But here we go again, Hasselberger on the inside of the hairpin. Is he going to get the move done this time? He will, but can Acorn burn and come back at him? Nearly used all his battery already. What about Hasselberger's got even less? The both of these lot using all their battery, and look at Bazza, he's in P3 with 40% ERS. The light flash on that Ferrari shows he has nothing left in the tank. And that is Ryan making the move on Kev Ruski. Hasselberger manages to hold on, and now he needs to try and pull away as quickly as possible. Gareth is sitting nicely in P4 at the minute. He knows he doesn't need to win this race, he just needs to score solid points, and that will be enough to win Williams the Constructors. His teammate Lee being out as well adds extra pressure onto his shoulders. And Ryan, P5 at the minute, he wants to catch up to the cars in front. And here comes Bazza down the inside of Acorn. Ooh, that was a little bit of a late lunge there for Bazza, but manages to keep it clean, which is good. And we have a spinner. It's Y-Racer round again. Y-Racer really struggling these past few laps. And Bazza all over the back of Acorn. Those 17-lap-old hards are really showing their age right now. He is not enjoying that rubber at the minute, and Bazza is going to use all the track and a bit more, and that's going to give Gareth a run. Gareth sticks to the racing line, not going to go for a move there, and that will allow Ryan to catch up. Yes, it will. Ryan will rise on the back of the Williams, and these four separated by pretty much nothing, with Kevin Jordan behind as well. A huge chain once again being formed here, and DRS is enabled, so expect the wings to be opened and the moves to be made. And is that going to be a good enough run for Ryan to get alongside Gareth? Not quite. He's going to tuck back into the slipstream. Gareth is going to burn. He's got quite a lot of VRS compared to others. Here comes Bazza on Acorn. That is going to be an easy overtake for the Aston Martin. He finds himself now up into P2. An incredible drive from Bazza so far. There's some side-by-side action going on behind with Ryan and Kev. Who's going to come out on top? It's going to be Ryan, and in fact Jordan could get Kev here. He does. And Lyra even as well. So that Kev could lose 3 positions in one corner there. He does. And what about Newgarden? No, he's not going to quite be able to get the move done. And is Jordan going to go all the way around the outside of Ryan? I think he's going to, actually. They're side by side, and actually Jordan gets the move done. Incredible overtake from him. Now he's got Jordan in front of him. In fact, that was Ryan going all the way around the outside of Lyra. In fact, my apologies. And ooh, Gareth maybe have an opportunistic move on Acorn. There's so much going on here. It's really difficult to keep up. So much action and overtaking. And Gareth really needs to make a move now. Because look at that buzzer for 1.5 seconds in just half a lap on Acorn, who's on 19 knuckle halves. And around Abu Dhabi, that is a long time. That is going to be really difficult to drive right now. Is that Alpine? And in fact, there's moves going on behind. That's Lyra round. Lyra was spun. I don't think he's got damage, so he'll carry on. But that is awful for Lyra. And here comes Newgarden. He's on the outside line, but no moves will be made. And there goes Gareth down the inside of Acorn. And Gareth will also get the DRS. Acorn going to tuck into the slipstream. He's going to pull out. He's got nothing to fight with. He's got no DRS or anything. And here comes Jordan. Oh, he hits the back of Acorn. He's hit the back of Acorn. I don't know if he's got damage from that. Ooh. He's been squeezed off the track in a straight line. And there goes Acorn down the inside of Gareth. Gareth has been pushed off. Gareth's going to have to cut the corner. He's going to slow down so he doesn't get a penalty. He doesn't manage to do it without getting a penalty. In fact, there goes Acorn, who lets his teammate through. Ryan is through. No, is he going to get a run on Jordan? Could Ryan make a triple overtake here? Is he going to go down the inside? No, he's going to wait. He's going to wait his turn. And Acorn and Gareth are really battling out here. And oh, there's more contact there between the Williams and the Alpine. And that is the Alpine off the track. And that is Gareth through. Is Acorn going to lunge it down the inside here? No, he's not. He's finally given up the battle. And that is Gareth in P5, Ryan in P4. So we carry on as we were. The absolute drama here in the final round. Alpine trying everything to win the Constructors. But Gareth is holding on right now. The Lone Ranger. 2 Red Bulls, 2 Alpines and 1 Williams. And currently it is the 1 Williams coming out on top. Acorn on 20 lap hold hard. You've got to imagine he's going to be pitting soon. And Hasbarger has pulled 4 seconds over Buzzer as we take a quick look to the front. A very impressive drive from him, and Tony and Kev actually. Kev loses the position. So maybe a mistake there from the Ferrari. That allows the McLaren through, and who's gone? It's Jordan round. Jordan is round. Jordan, who has had an incredible race so far, is round, and he found himself all the way down the 11th. And that's Kev maybe losing another position. I'm not quite managed to get Newgarden back, but here comes Newgarden burning the ERS. And Tony as well. He's got DRS open and a little bit of ERS to burn. Compared to Acorn, he's got no DRS and barely any ERS. He's going to go down the inside. This should be quite an easy move for Tony on traction here. Oh, Acorn launches it, and oh, Tony nearly loses it. Could that give Kev a run? No, Kev's had a bad exit as well, so Kev's going to be stuck behind for now as well. Here comes Tony once more. Is he going to go down the inside? He thinks about it. Acorn goes a little bit deep. Could that give Tony the run he needs to get the move done? It will, and that is Tony up into the top 5. And will anybody else be looking to make moves? There's Ryan Berry and Newgarden side by side behind, and Newgarden's going to come out on top in that squabble. Then Kev actually going to try and go for an opportunistic move around the outside. Who's going to emerge from underneath the hotel in front? And it's going to be the Ferrari. The Ferrari up into P8. Surely Acorn's still staying out. 21 lap old hards now. He does have to pit at some point. He hasn't used both compounds yet, I'm pretty sure. Let's just check to make sure that I haven't completely missed. No, he hasn't. He has not pit. So Acorn still 100% needs to pit. And behind, he is really holding some people up. Newgarden now, the next person to make a move on the Alpine. He has a little bit of space behind, so he's not under too much pressure to make a move. he can wait for the straight. Just focus on getting a good exit. Gets the power down, turns the battery on, and will open the DRS. Look at that, the Alpine already flashing, and this should be easy enough for the Ferrari, not Ferrari, the Red Bull, sorry. And Acorn not going to be able to lunge it back up the inside. Now Gareth on the back of Ryan, sorry, the Alpine and the Williams may be going that towards the end of this race. Brilliant drive up from Haas so far, 5 seconds in the lead. And Bazza as well, we've got to shout out Bazza, look at that, he is driving so well, up in P2 at the minute, and he's got quite a gap behind, so he's comfortable at the minute. Hopefully he can hang on, so this will be an incredible drive from the Aston Martin. And yeah, so let's see what unfolds in the final 7 laps of this season here in VSL. As we have a yellow in sector 3, that's Jordan round again. Jordan is round. Can I just get going? No, so we're alright, probably no safety car for that. And here comes all as fine. Acorn decided to pit. 21 laps was enough for him on those hard tyres. He's called it a day. Will he go soft now to the end? I still think it's a medium call. Let's quickly look at what Acorn's going to go for. What's it going to be for the Alpine? It is going to be softs. He's going to go on the softs. I think he's going to struggle to get to the end. Oh, we've had contact. We have had a contact between Lyle and Ryan Berry. And is that going to be a safety car? There was quite a lot of debris on the track. No safety car though, so we carry on as usual. And is that Lyle with no front wing? That is Lyle with missing end plate. What about Ryan Berry? Ryan Berry seems to be okay front wing wise. I don't know about underbody or side pod damage, but he's okay for now. And who's that? Oh no, it's Bazza. Bazza has spun round. That is such a shame for the Aston Martin. And we have a safety car. There we go. That is what we were waiting for. A safety car. So it is. Ooh, you've got to feel really sorry for Haas. He has driven a perfect race. He's got into the front top 2 3 times and pulled out over 5-second gaps pretty much each time, and every time he has been reeled back in by that naughty safety car. And you've really got to feel for him. Surely he's going to pit the softs. But the Ferrari is in. Do not crash into the pit wall. There's a little bit too close for comfort there. And Ryan's going to pit also. I imagine we're going to see absolutely everyone in. Gareth gets a 3-second time and leave a corner cutting. That is very weird. He was only entering the pits, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. But this is pure drama here in the final few laps. And Bazza is going to stay out. Bazza wants that lead back. Same for Kev. Kev's going to stay out too. Ryan Berry's decided to pit, so is Lyo. Acorn is going to be too far behind, I think, to make up any positions. He lost out there pitting under green flag conditions. If he can cross the line though, his delta should disappear and he could maybe get himself up to P6, maybe. And if he gets himself up to P6, that is going to be pure drama. Gareth and the 2 Alpines all next to each other, fighting for the constructors. Who's going to come out in front though? It's going to be the McLaren or the Alpine. It's going to be the Alpine just. Acorn just about gets in front of Tony, so this is going to be very interesting. Very interesting for the constructors. Red Bull are out now. Red Bull cannot win it. It is just between Alpine and Williams. And these 3 all next to each other, all on brand new softs. This is going to be so interesting. If this isn't worth subscribing and liking, I do not know what is, because this is been an incredible race to round off our season. Quite a long season, and it has all come down to this, the final 5 laps or so. And it's Bazza leading. Bazza is leading, and depending on when the safety car comes in, we may or may not get DRS. And obviously if there's no DRS, that will play into the hands massively of Bazza, because obviously it will make overtaking harder. Look at that Acorn, maybe trying to get in Gareth's head a little bit there, going side by side with the drivers' champion under the safety car. And it'll be Jordan who waits to catch up, and he's quite far behind, about half a lap behind. So let's see what the stewards decide about bringing the safety car in or keeping it out. So, but realistically, this is anybody's race now. Absolutely anybody's race. I assume Gareth is going to get that penalty removed because he was literally just entering the pits and it gave him a penalty. So I assume he will get that removed. But he wants to get it done on track. He doesn't want to rely on a pen removal because you never know with that sort of stuff. but we enter lap 25 under the safety car. We need to get going by the end of next lap for there to be at least one lap with DRS, and the DRS could be crucial for who comes out on top. And Bazert, his heart must be beating, leading the race with 4 laps to go. But it's a massive challenge. The 2 Ferraris behind have shown how much superior they are to everybody else. So around here, at least, all race, they have really been clear of everyone else. So it's going to be a huge task for Bazert to keep them behind. But if anybody can do it, I'm sure he is one of them. And obviously, the 3 to watch: Ryan, Gareth, and Acorn. Who wants that championship? Who is going to come out with it at the minute? It is Gareth and Williams, so Lee will be cheering him on, I'm sure, in the stream and in the chat. But can Ryan and Acorn? We saw a bit of aggression from Acorn earlier when he was on those old hards. So now on fresh softs. What's he got in the locker? What's he got up his sleeve? What little tricks? Will he throw a banana at him like in Mario Kart? Who knows? But they've got to try something here. Because they pretty much need Gareth to score no points, and they need to both get on the podium, I'd say, to secure it. So let's see. The gap going into this race was 27 points, so they do need to score quite a lot of points, and that 27 points is if Gareth scores none, and that would take a DNF at this point. So Gareth is going to score at least a few, so they really do need to win. They need to get a 1-2 really, so it is going to be a difficult ask, but can they do it? But it's Bazza now controlling the pace as the safety car zooms off into the distance, entering the pit lane for the final time this season. We sure have had a lot of safety cars, but there will be no more. It is about to be green to the end. And who is going to come out on top in the final race of the season? Can Kev get the run on Bazza? We haven't seen anyone be able to do it yet, and it's not going to happen again. Bazza with a good safety car restart there as he leads down into turn 1. Misses his apex just a tiny little bit. And here actually, Hasslager could apply the pressure to Kev, because Kev is on quite old mediums. That is old for medium tyres, and there goes Hasslager going to overtake Kev, so it's going to be Hasslager in P2 now. Ryan needs to make the overtake. In fact, Kev has damage. I didn't see that until just now. Kev does have damage. So, Gareth in P5, he's going to burn the battery to try and get past Kev right now. Kev's burning battery too, and that Ferrari is not slowing us straight. Look at that. In fact, he's pulling away from Gareth. Is Acorn going to go for a move on Gareth? He is. He's going to go down the inside. He needs to make a move now. Can he switch back in? Gareth goes a little bit deep. There's a bit of contact from behind from Tony. Tony getting his nose involved. And in front is going to be Hasslager challenging Bazza. But what can Ryan do? Can Ryan get involved? It's going to be Hasslager going down inside. And then side by side is Hasslager going to get the run to get in front of Bazza. He is. That is Hasslager into the lead. Gareth in P5, Ryan in P3, Acorn P6. So Acorn really needs to get past Gareth right now, and Ryan needs to get past Bazza. So overtakes need to be made here. Of course, yeah, Newgarden spins, so that ends Red Bull's day. It's an absolute misery for the Milton Keynes team. And Ryan applying all the pressure. Here is Gareth as well. Can he get the move done on Kev? He's going to go to the outside for turn 1, and Acorn not close enough to capitalise if anything does happen right now. And ooh, Gareth goes off the track. If he gets a warning, ooh, very close to contact. And here is Acorn. Acorn is close behind. Could he go for a move to the hairpin? He's going to make the move on Gareth. Oh, there's contact. Oh no, that is Acorn round. And is that going to be? Oh no. Oh, I think Gareth might be in trouble for that, to be honest. And there goes the McLaren spinning off in the background. It's all action here. Still, nothing is decided. And here comes Ryan. Is he going to be able to go around the outside of Bazza? He's not late enough on the brakes. Kev losing position after position. Tony now behind Gareth. Gareth cannot afford to lose too many positions. And now he's Ryan up to P2 in fact. Ryan is now up into P2. And what about Gareth and Tony? That instant there could cause controversy in the chat and after the race. And that has seen Acorn plummet down the order to P10. But now Gareth, will he be able to get Bazza? He's got over a second to gain. He needs to get back in DRS for the final lap, or the final 2 laps in fact. He'll have DRS for the final 2 laps. Bazza is going to lose it on Ryan, I'm pretty sure. There it goes. The 1 second margin has been broken by Ryan. Haslager setting fast off the race. So that will be an extra point going his way. As it's done, there it is, DRS enabled. DRS has been enabled. And a bad exit there for Bazza. And now Gareth is going to be stuck behind him just a little bit. And what can Tony do about it? Nothing at the minute. There's not an overtake to be had just yet. Oh, Gareth late on the brakes. He's going to get the exit he needs. And he's going to open the DRS. And this should be easy enough for him. Bazza will try and defend that podium all he can. But here comes Gareth to the outside. Bazza late on the brakes. He's going to go down the inside of Gareth. There's contact there. And that is Gareth off the track. Oh, he's really gone maybe a little bit deep there. And could this give Tony the exit? Here's Tony on the outside. Who's got DRS? It's going to be Gareth and Tony with the DRS. Bazza with nothing left. Bazza's going to have to launch down the inside of this fast left if he wants to keep the position. And he just can't. He doesn't have the tyres left. And there's the others in sector 2. The McLaren is round. And Lyra now in P6. Side by side with Kev. Jordan just behind. Is there going to be an overtake on there? Not quite. So Gareth now in P3. Ryan P2. Acorn has pit, so he'll probably go for the fastest lap. And he really does need it at this point. There's a spin there for Ryan Berry. Ryan Berry struggling. Does he have a front wing damage? I'm not sure. We don't really have time to check because there's still so much going on here towards the front. Here's Jordan with a really good run. Can he get the move done on Kev? Kev really offline, but he will have the inside line turn one, which definitely is the favourable one. And that is Jordan all the way around the outside. It's a really good move there from him. Gareth 9/10 behind Ryan now. And Tony also needs to make the move on Bazza. Bazza has done actually quite a good job, but we are on the final lap. We are on the final lap of this race. And I think it's going to be Gareth who is going to win the Constructors, but he does still have that penalty. So maybe if Ryan backs him up in the final sector, Gareth could lose a few positions. And if there is action to be taken about the incident with Acorn, that could further demote him even more. But I don't think it's going to be enough for Alpine. They've taken it all the way down to the final race after such an incredible season from Gareth. I don't think it's going to be enough from Alpine, and there is more yellow flags. That is a Red Bull round. This new guy his day's gone from bad to worse still. I don't think it was possible, but it just keeps getting worse for him. And it's going to be Haslager who has really deserved this race win. He is going to come around the final 2 corners to win the race, I'm pretty sure, unless something major happens. No, it's going to be Haslager right out the final corner. He is going to win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in the season finale. And it's going to be Ryan coming home for P2. But Gareth sets the fastest lap on the final lap. And I think he has secured the Constructors for Williams. Tony actually secures the podium, beats Gareth because of his penalty. Bazza misses out on 4th place by 600. He's 5th. Jordan 6th. Lyo 7th. Kev Rusky pits at the end. He's going to finish 8th. Ryan Berry in 9th in the final sector of the minute. But well done to Gareth, because I am pretty sure Williams have won the Constructors. So huge congrats to them. They really, well, Gareth has been the class of the field majorly. And Ryan Berry losing the rear end there. He's got to watch out for Acorn, who's only 3 seconds behind him. Ryan Berry really is struggling with those tyres. Kev at least lobbying dismay, having pace, finishes 8th in the end. And it's going to be Ryan Berry 9th, Acorn 10th. He doesn't manage to get the fastest lap. So that is an extra point missed out for Alpine. And finally it's going to be Newgarden coasting home for the final finishing position. P11. But what an incredible race. Absolutely incredible season finale, and well deserved win for Haslager there. Ryan and Tony rounding off the podium. 8/10 in the end was the gap between Haslager and Ryan. And there we go, that is the VSL Tier 2 season finished. And absolute drama all over the place. And wow. Absolutely crazy scenes. And there we'll see Haslager in this Ferrari overalls coming to claim his winner's trophy and the final winner's trophy of this season. Really leaping out onto the podium. He is excited about that one. Waving to his adoring fans. And incredible overall. The race, the result, everything. And So yeah, it's Haslager who wins for Ferrari. Ryan coming in P2 on the season finale. He was really trying to win that constructors there for Alpine, but in the end, Tony in P3. It was this man, Gareth, coming home in fourth with the fastest lap. He gets the constructors win for Williams. So incredible season from him to win the drives and constructors. So very big congratulations to him. Baz P5 after really an incredible race. I'll probably say his best race of the season. Jordan in sixth, Lyo seventh. Kev after having good pace in pole position finishes eighth. Disappointing for him. Ryan Berry P9, Acorn 10th after that late collision with Gareth, causing controversy. Newgarden in our final finish in the DNS Y race, a really bad day for Red Bull. There was a lot of potential, but in the end it just didn't flourish. Jack Craig coming home in 13th. Lee, he may have DNF'd, but he is also a constructors champion. So huge congratulations to Lee as well. So for winning the Tier 2 Constructors Championship this season. And our final DNF was Lewis Craig, who retired early on, causing the first of many safety cars. But yeah, that has been your lot for this season in VSL Tier 2. Thank you very much for joining me throughout the season and yeah, for just sticking with me. And this grid has been well worth it for races like that. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. And I look forward to hopefully seeing you again next season. So yeah, thank you very much for watching and we will see you all in a bit. Goodbye.